Yeah.
it's I've probably added another 1,200 to it since last time.
That's awesome. And then just imagine when we start running actual Google ads.
Yeah, because that's one thing that I've noticed is like LSA was a consistent advertising method that I didn't know that they rotate, which makes sense, honestly. And I don't really care that it rotates because sometimes I do get that number one spot. And to be honest, dude, I've only paid I think I paid like $25 in LSA so far, and I've closed like $2,000.
What's your current budget? Like, what's your weekly budget?
It's like $300 a week.
Up it. You're getting capped. So you need to have, like, you might not spend the $300. You're only spending 25, but tell Google that you have a $500 a week budget and see how many more leads it brings in.
You think? Yeah.
100%. So the way Google's going to start rotating you,
what? They give you options. Like when I started, they gave me options.
Don't do the options.
The highest amount.
No, just custom bid. Do a custom bid. And then the way Google or LSA works is it's going to rotate you every time, right? So Google Ads does the same thing. It rotates you to give everybody a fair option. But if you're bidding more, it rotates you less. Does that make sense?
So, okay. So okay, that makes sense.
Let's see, the auto spa. So, all right, guys, we're here with Drew from the auto spa. We are going to just go in and edit his GMB. I'm going to leave it raw, uncut, and just fully go over what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, and where he can improve. And yeah, let's just jump into it. Drew, if you want to add any kind words, you can.
So I've been using Kasey for my Google Ads and SEO, and it's been killer. I mean, Kasey shows you a way with Google Ads to scale with a budget, and it's insane. I mean, there's some new things in Google that Kasey teaches you that's just absolutely unreal. It's almost like it's the unicorn of advertising. It's you get the best of both worlds. You know, you get a cheap budget and you get to rank high, and really you only pay for closed business. So I love it. I've been working with Kasey for probably a month now, and in ad spend, I'm at $27. It was like $27.50, and I've closed over $2,500 in business. So it's a no-brainer. It's absolutely a no-brainer of advertising.
That's actually wild, and we're not even fully. I mean, mainly it's because of how many good reviews you have and how much you update. It's just because you put in all the good work, and then you see all the results from it. Literally.
Exactly. And that's kind of, I don't know, that's one crazy thing to me is in the whole world of, of mentorship and learning skills. A lot of people think you just kind of pay, and it's, a lot of people think it's, done for you methods, but no, dude, most of these scenarios, it's what you put in, you'll get out what you put in, and you gotta learn the skill, and then you gotta implement the skill. So it doesn't do you any good if you just keep it in your brain, right?
Well, yeah, the only reason Google Ads or LSA ads are working for you so well is because you have a freaking 125 reviews. You have your whole GMB built out really well. So I'm just going to run through everything you're doing great. Like I said, then we'll run through everything you're not doing great on. So basically all your pictures here, phenomenal. You have no text. So Google tells you exactly what they want. They just want to see your images, your before and after. That's it. They just want to see your work and the quality of work you do. Now, if I were you, I would add some photos of your employees. The way GMB works is they want to see photos of your work, your employees, and your office building, right? So like your services, your employees, and your office. They don't want to see anything like this in the background. Like they don't want to see any information. Like this is fine. This freaking GT3 RS is beautiful. Just make sure like when you're posting photos, they don't like seeing anything with phone numbers. They don't like seeing anything with like your logo, anything like that. They actually might take those photos down. They literally only want to see your work like this. All this stuff is freaking perfect. It's beautiful. Like even adding in videos like this.
I was gonna say, what about videos? Are videos?
They're awesome. No, they're perfect. Like this, literally, I always tell people when they're making videos, like a lot of people out here in St. George are recording on Instagram now. Take those same videos and put them on your Google My Business profile. It literally takes seconds.
That's exactly what these are. These are just,
Yeah, and it's because people are going to want to see this. They're either going to go to your GMB and look at your photos. Most of the time, they'll actually even go to your Instagram and check out some of your photos. It depends on your service, right? You're a detailer. They want to see if your car is like, they want to see high quality from you. Geez, the GT3 RS is beautiful.
Uh,
um,
Unfortunately, that client moved, so
no,
we don't get to
yeah.
see it anymore.
So you're crushing it on the photo side of things. Like you're going ham, doing well. Just add some more team photos. They want to see your face. It's like Instagram. Think about it like that. It's about branding, right? They want to see who is behind everything.
Mhm.
Nowadays, everybody wants to buy from people. So if they can see people in your photos and they can see like actual, like human, like this is awesome. Like you're
Yep.
talking to camera, even if it's just like a team photo, whatever. Add
Yep.
that because when you're running LSA ads, they also want to see the team photos, right? So
As far as as far as photos, right? So for instance, like I have a photo of our team, right? But it's essentially an edited image. It's almost like an ad creative type thing. It
yeah,
doesn't have text or anything like that, but it's just, it's a solid color background with our team. Is something like that that's like obviously modified, is that going to be seen in a positive view or a negative view?
yeah. So a lot of things. The biggest reason you update so much to your Google My Business profile isn't for people, which is interesting to say, but it's more for Google because a lot of times people aren't going to scroll all the way down to see everything, right? They're going to see a
Yeah.
few photos, see some reviews, and then just buy from you. These are hot
Yeah.
leads looking for your service. When it
Mhm.
comes to Google, Google doesn't really want to see anything AI, and they don't want to see. They'll hurt you for it. It'll hurt your rankings. The more
Yeah.
AI you use and the more modified images you use, they like organic, right? That's why when you go to any website, if it's written with AI, it'll actually hurt your ranking. If you write your description here with AI, it'll actually hurt your ranking. They like you to actually be human and yes, use your keywords like detailing like polished ceramic coating protective film. Use your keywords, but use it organically in sentences, right? So when it comes to stuff like that, you need to remember that Google uses AI to analyze everything. And if AI detects AI, it's going to hurt you. But nowadays, we're pushing away from AI and Google's penalizing you if you're not being a human.
Okay.
People will buy from people. That's like the whole goal here, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only thing I would suggest in adding to the photos is a picture of your team. And let's say you add so many photos here that your team photo goes all the way down, just add it again.
Yeah.
Update it. Like whatever. Add a different picture of you guys. Same thing to your LSA because you need to update the photos there because it doesn't show these ones.
Is it for LSA? Is that, does quantity have an effect on that? Because I truly for LSA, I was thinking, as far as brand recognition, if I'm going to show up, and it keeps showing up, yeah, it shows up the same name, but a lot of what I assimilate when I'm looking at businesses is the image, that it shows. It's like, oh, I know this company. Their image is like, the Ford Raptor, right? For mine, it's like, oh, that's what I kind of assimilate. And so
Mhm.
I only threw in a few photos on my LSA ad. Is that something that like quantity's better and I just throw, a ton in there? I probably have like 10, I'd say 10 ads that it rotates through. I mean, 10 photos it rotates through.
Yeah, so to start it off, you want to obviously you don't want to just overdo it. You want to
Yeah.
slowly, it's the same thing as the GMB. You want to update photos there so that Google sees that you're actively engaging with their platform. It's like on
Yeah.
Instagram. They want you to be human in everything, right? Just
Yeah.
imagine, like think about it, the more engagement you can do, the better. So when it comes to GMB, you don't want to do too many things too quick, right? You don't want to add 50 different photos, add 20 different service areas right away, go and update every single review, edit every single review. Actually, for some of our clients, we'll only respond to a review every hour, right?
Yeah.
If there's a client who has like 200 reviews that they didn't respond to, we will only respond to one review every hour. They don't want you moving quick. They want you moving slow because the more engagement you can do over time, the more they'll reward you for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean everything here is awesome. The pictures are great. You have service areas filled out, perfect. I actually did a check on your. Let me pull it up as well. Your GMB is ranking really well in our area.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to start getting it over more towards St. George, right? This
Yeah.
is Hurricane. Yeah, we want to get it more over here, and there's an easy way to do it. Your shop's in Hurricane, your address is in Hurricane. That's why you're number one here, right?
Yeah.
When you type into Google a detailer near me, you're usually the way GMB ranks is off of location for one,
Yeah.
reviews, and then obviously activity on that profile and like the category, right? So if I'm over in St. George and I'm typing in detailer near me, even if you have the most reviews, if you have the best laid out profile, whoever is within my radius, who is ever the closest, will typically rank the highest, even if their GMB isn't the best.
Yeah.
So location is everything. So now that being said, like if you had so there's almost like a suggestion of having a Google My Business in St. George, or just trying to get like having a term inside your GMB, like here, right? If it was the auto spa, actually technically,
I've seen people do that. They'll put like auto spa or like, detailing dash St. George or detailing dash, whatever their location is.
yeah. So when it comes to that, right? Like you see nobody here is doing it. And so when it comes to Google My Business, it is super hard to not get flagged for video. Like you've already gone through that process, right? Where it was like a pain in the butt trying to get approved and verified. But I just did this for a cleaning client. I basically took the name of their company and shortened it. Their company's B&V Cleaning. So I took B&V dash and I put a keyword, which is cleaning services St. George. And we got approved instantly. No video trigger, nothing. That's because it was a brand new Google My Business. They didn't ask us to verify the address. They didn't ask us to verify video, anything. But that's like a long shot.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, it's hard, but if you can get yourself approved, you don't even if you just had auto spa detailing St. George, you would crush it. You would rank a lot higher just because you're a title, and you don't even need the address to change.
So you think it'd be worth it to put like, so realistically, what would you do?
I would do your name dash. Oh, you don't do very much mobile, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. So your keyword, let's see, where is it? It's not mobile detailing. I haven't the auto spa. Where is it? Yeah, auto detailing. So what I would do for you is the auto spa dash auto detailing St. George. If you want to rank higher in St. George, or if you want to rank higher in Hurricane, that's the city you would have. And that's literally it. That you would rank higher just off of that, because now you have a search word in your title. Just know Google is going to make it harder for you to get verified. You know?
My chances of having to re-verify will probably be pretty high.
Yeah. So I mean, like everything you're doing is great. That's why like when you first create a Google My Business, it's so much easier to get verified. You would just have to, if you did the auto spa, just know every time you change your Google My Business name, it's almost like you're going back through that reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would literally, if I were you, I would just leave it for now. And then down the road, if you want to make another GMB in St. George and just try it with that, like if you want to do SEO tricks, like that's one way you can do it, or you can just buy citations, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But yeah, you buy 300 citations for like $30, and it's all these local citations in your area, and it helps you rank your GMB a lot higher. It's because more people are more websites are talking about you, and you're basically Google's hearing about you more, so it ranks you, right?
Is that through your domain authority, or is that through the GMB?
Technically, it's backlinking to your website, so it ranks your website higher. But since this is all connected, it'll rank this higher too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously, to be honest, like don't worry too much about the name. Photos, like I said, add a team member photo and like some of your employees.
Yeah.
Utah Auto Detailing. Technically, you want you know what NAP is? NAP consistency.
No.
It's name, address, phone number, right? So it's name, address, phone number. You want this. You want your phone number and your address to align across your website, your Google My Business profile, and like your Instagram profiles. If you're on Yelp, if you're on any of these other platforms, you want all that to line up across everything.
Yeah. I spent the weekend the other day going through because my Facebook and my Instagram didn't line up with that, so I went and did that. But I gotta contact Yelp. Yelp won't let you change your name yourself anymore. You have to go in, call them, and do that whole spiel.
Look into Yext. Yext it's a platform. I think you might only pay like 15, $20 a month for it.
I did Yext actually.
Did it help at all?
I did. Yes, I did. And then the thing is it helped, and I didn't realize that it helped until I cut it off.
Yeah. So do Yext because it doesn't. I think they have like 30,000 platforms that they take your company and list them. They're active listings, right? So it's like Yelp, Angie's List, all these other platforms your business can be listed that you don't have to go and create accounts for. They just do it and put you across all of them. So it helps you rank higher because all these other platforms are giving you backlinks that is linking to your site. So it's helping you be more organic and get more traffic.
Yeah.
So 100% do that. You have
Yeah.
all the listings, all the services.
Before
What?
Yext was pretty much all of my domain authority before I stopped paying.
Yeah, but nobody in your industry is really trying hard besides like getting reviews to rank. That's why what you're doing, let's see here. Like auto detailing St. George, it's a 16 keyword difficulty. You should rank with, if you came here and you just had a landing page exactly like this, but it attacked auto detailing St. George. That's all you said. Even if your GMB literally just said auto detailing St. George, within a few weeks, you're going to be the first. Like you're going to be on top.
Yeah, I need to get the whole website revamped with local page, basically local pages, and then keyword pages, service pages. It's not built good at all.
Yeah, we'll jump into that in a second. But so the service section, you should be able to add descriptions to your services if you can. There's some services that don't let you, but you need to come in here and add descriptions to these because the more you fill it out, the better. It just gives you that. Did it let you or no?
It won't let me do descriptions of those.
Interesting. Some services it won't, but a lot of times it will. But other than that, is this your prime service?
Car detailing service, yeah. Yeah, that's the primary.
Let's see, Google Maps. Detailer, Hurricane, Utah. This is how I usually check what people are ranking for, right?
Yeah.
I use this little tool, and it's called GMB Everywhere.
Oh yeah, I downloaded that extension.
Auto Detailer, Hurricane, just because that's where you are, so I'm going to put that in. You pop up first. So car detailing, auto window, car detailing, car wash, car wash. Car detailing. They're only popping up first because how many reviews they have. And yeah, okay. Literally car detailing. So you have a good service that you picked. Usually I just look at what your competitors are ranking for and I see what categories is their primary. And then I just go in and copy all of their secondary categories because if I just get more reviews, I'm going to rank higher.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So services, you got those dialed in. Now let's look at reviews.
Dude, okay, I had one, and it's crazy. Like I've never really got a bad review, right? And then I had one client, right? I had one client that had he dropped off a truck that had a bed cover, and his bed cover had a lock, and he didn't give us the key to it, right? So obviously the bed cover didn't get done. The bed didn't get done because we couldn't take off the bed cover, and so we tried to contact him multiple times, didn't answer whatsoever to any of the contacts. And then he comes, picks it up, checks it out, loves it, right? And then like 4 days later, he posts this it was like a 2-star review. It was like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, bro.
You're still at a 5-star review.
Yeah, that's just because we have so many 5 stars, but I hate having the one of the bad, like the only bad review is like in the recent. But I don't know why, but I feel like ever since that guy left that review, I feel like it's hurt my my ranking.
It was recent, right?
Yeah, it was like it'll probably be like 5-6 reviews ago.
Let's see, reviews. Actually, I'll literally just type in sort newest. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because it's the good thing that you have so many good reviews that one bad review doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
Was it this one?
Oh, the guy didn't give us the key to the bed cover and then didn't answer his phone for like literally the whole day.
Wait, do you not respond to any of your reviews? Oh,
No,
you do. No, you don't.
in reality, I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. You need to go in. That's one huge thing. Awesome. When these people post photos in your reviews, it uses a geotag, right? This is why you're ranking so high in Hurricane. If somebody takes a photo, what your phone does, especially on Google, is it geotags the location. And then that puts it into Google My Business and it says, hey, this work was done here. So if you have photos that are taken over in St. George, this is a little trick people will do is if you're a mobile detailer, they'll go to like every area of surrounding St. George and get their basically clients to post testimonials or like reviews because those
Yes.
pictures will give you like helps you rank in those areas, right? So if you come over here to Washington and I take a picture that you just detailed my truck and I upload a review, it's going to
Yeah.
show you're having traction in Washington. So it's going to
Yeah.
start ranking you higher in Washington because of my picture.
Mhm.
So it's really wild how that works, but you're crushing it when it comes to getting pictures for reviews. The only thing, like I said, they're all taken in your shop. So it's a little more difficult, but
Most people, it's so difficult for people to, even if I ask, it's so difficult for people to take a photo and add it to their review, let alone even get the review. So what I do is along with my automation to basically essentially send the review request,
mhm.
I have it include their job photos, right? So that which is the after photos, and so that they can, it's kind of like one thing, like, here's your car, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, I
decent
mean,
photos.
you go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, you're crushing it here. And then just a little trick every time you go to your business, just hit the directions.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I don't know why, but I forget sometimes. But I've been doing it a
It's
lot.
annoying, but it's a little trick to help you boost in rankings. It's called CTR manipulation. So if you just have like if you have employees, if you have any friends do it, just hit directions and go to it. The more interaction on Google My Business, the better.
If
From
I
the
just directions,
yeah,
or does it have to have a complete, basically a complete workflow of hit directions and reach the location? Do you know that?
it's
Or
typically better if you hit relocation or if you hit directions and you go into Google Maps and you just go there. That's why it's if you're going in anyways, it just makes it easier. They pride on directions. That's why having a location is so much better. Like
Mhm.
it's harder for home service businesses that don't have a location, but you can still have your employees do it and go to your house. But yeah, I mean, you have a from the owner, which this is freaking awesome. You filled out like your promos. This is killer. You actually have really good promos set up.
Mhm.
And if anybody's doing this or they have a GMB and they don't have promos set up, you're missing out because I bet you people are looking at this, and if not, Google's looking at it. Have you ever had anybody click on these?
Truthfully, no.
Yeah. So mainly a lot of this stuff that you're filling out is for Google, right? So
Yeah, that's kind of what as far as I treat it like it's social media. The more you got to post every day, right? You got to post every day to keep that exponential growth of engagement going up. You got to feed, feed the social media, right? So that it can boost you.
oh,
And
100%.
nothing you do is going to boost your own thing. You got to please Google first before they boost you.
Oh, yeah. And then like adding these last updates or like these products. There's businesses like if you're not a detailing business, you don't have to just add this. Like you can add all of your services here. Under all these updates and under all these products, you want to add actual photos of your services. Or not photos of your service, but you can add like if you're a detailer, you can add in detailing. If you're a plumber, you can add in drain cleaning. You can add in all this other stuff, and you want to have every single service you want to have an update for. You want to list them
Yeah.
all out.
Well, yeah, what I was kind of thinking of doing is, obviously on the SEO side, um, on like, when you think about SEO, right? A lot of how people can kind of manipulate to rank higher for their keywords is blog posts, right?
Yep.
And so thinking about using those, basically the whatever they call it, updates, right,
Mm-hmm.
as blog posts, right, as kind of like blog post pages, and using those to hit a keyword and and rank in the description as far as what do you think about that?
No, 100%. Like if you're adding updates here and pushing them to your blog post, is that what you're saying? You're pushing those updates to people on your blog post?
Just using them, like imagine those as its own blog post, right?
Yeah, because if I click on learn more and you mean you want to push to a blog page?
Yeah, or even just, I mean, what if it was, it itself was a blog post, like
Oh, yeah,
detailing.
yeah. No, I mean, realistically, the
No,
whole thing
keyword.
about blogs is to show that you have more authority and get you traction on the keywords that you're looking to rank, right?
Yeah,
So those crush. So yeah, I would try it out and see if it works. When it comes to Google with everything, you have to wait like a month or two,
yeah.
like to actually see the data and the results. Like that's when you're doing SEO, that's just how it works. When it comes to Google ads, everything's super instant. GMB is all SEO, and then you run local service ads, and then you run Google ads to like a landing page. But like you take it in incremental steps.
Is there any way you can zoom that out, that ranking?
This ranking, this is just a
Yeah.
picture. I'll show you later on actually what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah. Does it only show you those, essentially that square, or can it show you like all of southern Utah and how?
No, I can show you all of southern Utah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's an interesting map. When we look at like all your competitors in the area, your
Mhm.
average rank is like 3.2. Obviously, you have a 5-star rating, which is like literally just look. You have a better review. You actually outrank people with 400. Oh, this is a car wash. That's why. You have the best reviews just in your area in general. St. George Detail. I'm actually shocked.
They're not like they rank just
Oh,
because
there you go. Just because of the name.
yeah.
That's why like St. George, Utah car detailing. The only reason they're ranking so high. Oh, nice. To a 404 page. That's wild. They have the top keyword. Look at this. Their top keyword, St. George U car detailing, is ranked to a 404 page.
Yikes.
That is freaking hilarious. Car detailing St. George. So, geez, bro. Okay, we're gonna set you up. We're gonna set you up a website, or we're gonna set you up a landing page, and then we'll make a video on it later. And literally, we're gonna change one of your landing pages to St. George car detailing, and we're gonna see how many freaking like people you get. Because there's no way that these 404 pages are ranking. Look at this, St. George auto detailing. This is a horrible site. And they're ranking top. So, all right. When it comes to GMB, that's going to be basically everything, you guys. It's going to be the reviews. You want to fully build it out. You want to come in here, look at your competitors, see what categories they're using, and copy that. You want to get reviews. All you have to do in your reviews is get your service plus your city. So for him, he wants to do auto detailing St. George, and he wants people in his reviews saying stuff like that. Go in, update your photos, update as many services as you can, and like basically the most ideal situation is you coming in here weekly and adding in new photos and basically just coming in and using or interacting with your Google My Business every week, at least one time, and that'll help you start ranking. But I'm stoked. I want to get into this with him and build him out a new landing page real quick. So appreciate you guys for watching. Luke, Drew, do you have anything that you want to add?
Use Kasey. That's it.
All right. Well, guys, stay tuned. We're going to be on a long journey with him. We're going to crush it.
Yes, sir.